If Sugiyama set the town theme standard in Dragon Warrior, Uematsu continued it in Final Fantasy. What makes Uematsu unique, though, is his use of borrowed chords and mode mixture. He loves to throw in sonorities that are not closely related to the home key. As someone who has classical training myself, I find that this quote-unquote rule-breaking is what makes the music interesting and gives Uematsu his own voice, and really contributes to the video game sound, especially the Final Fantasy sound. If we all abided by the rules of music theory, all music would sound the same, lackluster and predictable. Since this is an NES game, there isn't much to say about the sound palette and timbres. It's quite plain, there isn't much going on in terms of synthesis. I'll eventually provide some analyses of NES games that take advantage of the sound chip to create interesting timbres, but this game isn't one of them. Like the example from Dragon Warrior, this theme is mostly triadic and tonal, with much emphasis on tonic, subdominant, and dominant triads, with a few secondary functions provided for color. This town theme incorporates several features of pastoral music described by scholars such as Robert Hatton and Eric Saylor. Parallel thirds, a major key, and simple, that is triadic, harmonies are all present. However, the penultimate sonority, a B-flat major triad, which is the flat 7, gives this piece of music its identity. It occurs where we would expect to hear a predominant sonority, for example, the subdominant F or supertonic D minor. Instead, we get a subtonic. This provides a break from tradition and has more in common with the game's overall soundtrack, contributing to world building. By doing this, Uematsu adds cohesion among the themes in the same game. First, let's listen to it in its entirety with my annotated and revised transcription. You'll notice that there are very few passing tones or even any non-chord tones in general. Is the relative major of G minor, which is the parallel minor of G major. So here's our RP transformation again. So how did we get from C major in the previous bar to B flat major? We could do this long convoluted sequence of neo-Riemannian operations, but that's not really explaining how to move from one chord to another one a whole step below. We could recompose the measure into something more traditional by keeping the melody the same but reharmonizing it. If we want to avoid borrowed chords, the flat 7 chord could simply be a D minor instead, using the melody note as the root. To account for the upcoming B flat pitch, we can argue it's the flat 7 of a C dominant 7 chord, which is the 5 of 4. This has to resolve to F, the 4, which in turn naturally leads to 5, and then resolves to 1 at the beginning of the loop. It just sounds bad. It's too plain, and the B flat isn't really called for in this context. Instead, harmonizing the melody with the B flat chord reassigns the B flat pitch as the tonic, rather than just the flat 7 interval over the 5 of 4 chord, C7. This keeps things fresh. This is everywhere in Final Fantasy music. Borrowed chords and unexpected harmonic excursions really define Uematsu's style.